So this is just a follow-up video to the previous video that I put out. So this is really just a little recap on what I've been doing. So basically, this side of the menu is stuff that I can do. So I can create an opportunity generation sheet, which is basically taking all of the ASINs from Keeper, doing some filtering around number of sellers, BSR, etc. I've also got a supplier list, which is a consolidated supplier list of all of the suppliers I've got in a consolidated format. So all of the formats are all all the columns are all in the right formats that I need. So if barcodes are different in different sheets from different suppliers, then this sorts that all out. I can do some validation on a supplier list to see if it's good or not. And then this then feeds into this side of the equation. So this opportunity generation will do quite a lot of validation around, is the product profitable? Does it meet the profit targets that we're looking for? Has it ever met the profit target? Is it likely ever to meet the profit target? And if the answer is no, then it qualifies it out and it never gets into this stage. This then creates a file that I can then import into this piece. So this is an import. And so again, if someone was working with this other than me, I could be providing almost like a lead sheet, I guess, and that could be imported by the user into their system to then be run this piece of it. And what this bit here is this summarizes all of the opportunities, and also you can convert them to leads. So you would start off with, if I look at what I've created, this is all of the opportunities that have come out of the UK within certain categories, and does some initial analysis on it. So it's basically, I can look at it by list. So this is a list that I've created in my generation process, by step. So as I go through the next few screens, I'll explain that. It does it by supplier, by category, by subcategory, or by brand. So if I was to go back to my main menu, I can look at these. So that's looking at everything, everything selected. So if I want to select a certain subcategory, for example, if I look at this, so now I'm only looking at subcategories. So it's giving me a breakdown of what the wholesale stroke arbitrage opportunities are within the subcategory, and I can sort these in various ways. But what this is telling me is, there's a lot in games, there's a lot in creams. Some have got suppliers. I haven't qualified any out yet. I'll come to that. And again, it's given me a real snapshot of where I could really start my research. So, looking at these Amazon bought last month figures, creams, 31,000 sold by Amazon bought last month. If I haven't got a bought last month figure, then I work an estimate on the BSR. And if I haven't got that, then I pick up sales drops just to give me an idea of, what potential sales there are. So if I look at one that I know I'm going to do something with, I can filter this. If I put in building sets, spell it right, building sets. Right, so if I'm looking at it, it's only this one. So this subcategory is toys and games building sets. There's 210 qualified opportunities, of which 25 of those I've got a match with a supplier. So I'm gonna have a look at that one. So if I select this and now say work with qualified selections, what's that's going to do? It's going to bring in the 210 ASINs into the system. And initially it brings them in as this to review. So this is the first time I've looked at them. If I make any updates in these to the status or qualify them out, the next time that I bring in I refresh the opportunities, it keeps any changes that I've made. So it's really keeping track of stuff that I've looked at already, or and I don't need to look at again. So this is a good example. I know, for argument's sake, that Lego is a hard gated product. So I'm not interested in looking at the Lego stuff. So what I can do here is I can put Lego, and I can select this to be updated as a gated brand. So this is basically saying I've looked at it, and it's gated, and Amazon are not accepting any further applications to be for sellers to be able to sell this product. So if I click on that, you'll see at the bottom there, it's up. There's a little counter there where it's updating all of the ASINs where the brand is Lego, regardless of whether it's in this subcategory, other categories, or the brands. It's basically taken out anything to do with Legos, and now it's saying, well, there are only 11 qualified opportunities in this subcategory. So I can carry on doing my research, but if I go back to the worksheet, what we'll now see is, if I select back to go back to the worksheet, I'm going to be able, this is still set at 210, but if I click this refresh, it's going to rebuild this information, and you will see that these numbers change. So I'm going to pause the recording and then come back, hit refresh, and then come back to it. Probably took about 2 to 3 minutes just to rebuild this screen, but what you can see now is building sets. It's saying that I've now only got 11 qualified opportunities, and there's 199 qualified out, 199 ASINs qualified out. And what it's also done is it's readdressed these numbers based on the number of qualified opportunities. So I can't remember what exactly the numbers were, but they should have changed. So what I can do from here, if I wanted to look at the qualified opportunities, again, I can select there, click on work with qualified selections. That will then just bring up all of those 199 items if I want to look at them for whatever reason. But if I'm looking at actual products, I'm going to go back to qualified products. So this is now only going to bring in 11 ASINs from the building sets subcategory. And then I can start looking at these. So I might look at these and say, okay, well, this Mega Brands is a good brand. I've looked at it. I know there's no issues in selling it. So I can, I can click on, oops, put on there. I can click on that to say it's there's no known issues. So I'm happy to do that. I might just do another one, no known issues. So again, I can put various selling statuses at the ASIN to keep track of what they're doing. So if once I like the look at these two products, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to convert these two. I'm going to select them and convert them to leads. So what that's now doing is it's going to take them out of the opportunity sheet and put them into the leads sheet. So as I'm bringing in more new opportunities, they will now no longer appear. And I've got to reset the filter because it's brought in the Lego ones, but you can see there that the status has come up gated, not accepting applications. So I can now work those through my pipeline. So the next thing I would want to do is review the profitability and really dig down into, can I competitively sell them? Once I've done that, I move them on to a next step to just check on the shipping, and then basically I'm working them all through the pipeline to ordering them from a supplier to then selling them on Amazon. So and at that process, I can see a snapshot of what that looks like in this opportunities. I go back to the main menu. So what I'll be looking at here is by pipeline, it will be looking at all of the opportunities that they're at. So here you go. So I've got 5,000 ASINs to review, and 11 of those I've moved on to the next stage, which is to validate them. And if the next stage on that would be to check inbound costs, that's would show up, and this just builds up. So it gives me a real good pipeline of what products I'm looking at, and just keeping track of everything. So yeah, I'm hoping you might see some use in that, and let me know if you have any thoughts, and I'd welcome anybody's input and suggestions if there are any that could make it better. But it's taken me quite a while to put this together. I think it's pretty robust, and I think it does what you need to do if you're looking at running a Amazon wholesale or arbitrage business. So thanks for your time, and I look forward to seeing your comments below.